According to Jack Dorsey, hyperinflation is coming. And he's not the only one. There are investors everywhere who are saying this is going to happen. At this point, pretty much the only people who don't believe this will happen is the Fed. They have consistently said that these rising prices are transitory and that they are going to stabilize here at some point. Well, it doesn't take a genius to know that that's probably not the truth when you just look around at what's going on in the world. In some places, gas prices are hitting as high as $7 a gallon. And on top of that, when you look at the used car market and you see that they're selling for more than what new cars are selling for, you get the idea that there is something different going on. The watch market is another prime example. I paid thousands of dollars more to get this AP watch than what the MSRP was. And other goods and services are all experiencing the same phenomenon, so it's getting pretty serious. And so in this video, I want to give you my thoughts on what's going on with inflation and how I plan to thrive during it. If you're new to my channel, my name's Ryan Pineda. I'm a real estate investor here in Las Vegas. I've flipped hundreds of homes, I've bought hundreds of rentals, and I own multiple businesses doing millions a year in revenue. If you'd like a free consultation on how those businesses can help you, go to ryanpineda.com. Now, the reason that we've gotten to this inflationary state is that the government has printed trillions of dollars since the pandemic. And the government will tell you they had to print it because of everything going on and that it was going to be transitory. And I might believe that if they were going to stop printing money. But the reality is, I would not make that bet, and my guess is they're going to continue to print money at crazy levels. And one of my favorite books, The Price of Tomorrow by Jeff Booth, actually predicted this would happen well before the pandemic. And I really like that book because it opened my eyes on what was truly happening in the world with our money system and with technology. Basically, what's happening is tech is increasing at an exponential rate. But those increases aren't making things cost more money. Tech is actually making things cost less. If you think about when the first cell phone came out, it cost thousands of dollars. But over time, as tech got better and as more competitors entered the market space, the cost of a cell phone decreased significantly. The same thing happened with the plasma TVs. Initially, they cost thousands of dollars and it was a luxury item for most people. Now you can go get a really good TV for a few $100s. And those are just examples of goods where tech has made them cheaper, but also increased how good they are. An example of services where tech is making things cheaper and better is with Airbnb and Turo. Before, you could only stay at a hotel in one little room and it was really costly. Now you can go rent out an entire house for less than the price of that hotel room and go bring a bunch of people with you and have a better experience. Turo has done this same thing in the rental car market. If you try and go get a rental car with Hertz or Avis right now, the prices are insane. But if you go and try and rent a car on Turo, it's significantly less and you can get a better car. So the whole point of the book is that tech is decreasing the prices while also increasing the value of those different services and products. So it's a really cool thing for us as consumers, but it's a bad thing for the government. You see, the government is incentivized to push inflation. If the value of your home is constantly going up, it forces you to do many things like sell it or refinance so that you can get that money back and go spend it in the economy. If you own stocks and they print more money and it flows into those stocks, now the value of your stocks go up and you're gonna go sell or borrow against them and spend more money. And that's why a small increase in inflation each year is a good thing that the government wants. But the moment we start having deflation, people act in ways that are not good for the economy. If the value of your house is going down, you're not able to refinance or sell it and go spend money. You have to hold the house. And if you know that your assets' values are decreasing, you are gonna be less likely to spend money. You're gonna be more likely to save instead. And the thing is, the government doesn't want you to save money because if you're not saving money, you're not spending it on the economy. And if you're not buying my products or somebody else's products, then we're not able to go create jobs and innovate new things. And so by pushing for inflation, everyone wins. Well, actually, I shouldn't say everybody because people lose if they're not putting their money to work in some type of assets. If your money is sitting in the bank making 0.001%, you are losing money today every time the government prints. And as I said before, the money printing is not going to stop. In fact, what Jeff predicted in that book was that the government was going to have to print exponential amounts of money to combat all the deflationary pressure that tech is creating. And that's exactly what we're seeing. They are printing more than ever in order to keep things moving along this path. Now, I think we all agree that this path will end at some point. There's no way we can continue continue to just push prices up in order to keep things rolling. And that leads to the two most common questions I get of when is it gonna crash and what am I gonna do when it does? And it's funny because I've recently been doing these Golf with Ryan days, and most of the questions I get are related to this. And they say, I know you're buying a lot of real estate, but what are you gonna do when it crashes? And to give some context to what they're talking about, if you don't know, I have over 60 active flips going on right now in Las Vegas. Those flips alone have over $20 million of debt on them. I also recently bought a 334 unit apartment complex. And I have a rental portfolio of Airbnbs and single families that I own individually. So my point is, I've got a lot of debt in real estate right now, and that is my biggest liability if something were to crash. But I'll be honest with you, as it stands right now, I'm trying to buy even more. As I've watched all this inflation and money printing play out for the last year and a half, I've noticed that it has been a huge benefit to me. In years past, our average house flip was around $20,000, which was pretty good. But this year, we're well over $50,000 in average profit, and it's not because we've all of a sudden gotten so much better or we're getting better deals. The reality is, prices are appreciating so fast due to all these different government policies that it is making our flips that much better. So obviously for me, I'm trying to buy as many flips as possible because I believe the market is gonna still continue to go up as we go into 2022. And I'm not the only one who believes this. There have been many articles with people projecting as high as 10 to 20% increases. So if you're sitting on the sidelines waiting for a crash, you're probably gonna be sitting even longer. But here's another factor that I always tell people who ask me about a potential crash. One thing to think about is the money has already been printed and it is circulating out in the world. So if something does happen, the money is just gonna flow from one person to another. It's not like it's gonna just catch on fire and totally disappear. So once you have all of this money circulating, prices are naturally just going to go up or stay high. So in the event of a crash, somebody's gotta be prepared to take the money wherever it's going to flow. And honestly, I believe that one of the places it's gonna continue to flow is real estate. And it's not just because I'm personally buying it, but I'm watching a lot of people who are much smarter than me do the same. When you see companies like BlackRock and Blackstone buying up all the real estate, you've got to take notice. By the way, I think I'm going to call my next company Black Pebble, because if Blackstone and BlackRock have created billions of dollars, Black Pebble's got to be worth at least 100 million. So yeah, I'm going to follow exactly what the big hedge funds are doing because they're a lot smarter than me. But on top of that, I'm fortunate enough to have a unique skill set in real estate. But I will say there's another hedge against inflation that I'm excited about. I do believe that cryptocurrency is here to stay and it's going to continue to become enormous. Now, for those of you who've been following me for a while, then you know that I sold all my crypto earlier this year when everything tanked. And it hurts to admit that I had such paper hands because these paper hands cost me over $1 million. But I do believe in the technology overall. I really like Bitcoin, I like Ethereum, I like some of these other altcoins coming up, and I'm really excited about the NFT space. I've been looking heavily at doing an NFT for myself and adding real world value to that NFT. Unlike most, it would not just be a JPEG, but it would be something very similar to what Gary Vee has going on with VeeFriends. It would give exclusive access to my events, my courses, just different events with me like golf, and a whole bunch of other really cool things. And if you think that's something you'd be interested in, definitely comment below and let me know. But I will say, the last thing I want to hold during inflation are US dollars because they are being devalued every single day that money is printed. You want to own assets like real estate, like crypto, or even stocks. Heck, I'd even buy gold over holding US dollars. But for me, as I look towards the future and what the government is doing, my main plan is to buy a lot of real estate and start doing some more things in crypto. And side note, I don't know a ton on crypto, so do not listen to my advice over there. But if you do want to learn real estate investing, definitely go to futureflipper.com and apply for a free call with my team. But anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you got value. If you did, make sure you subscribe to this channel, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.